Hi, my name is Alan from Alan V Property. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. As we come towards the end of the year, I start to ponder what has happened in 2023. These include higher ABSD for higher value properties, higher land costs which translate to higher selling price, more $1 million HDB flats, new classification of BTO flats from standard plus to prime, higher interest rate for most homeowners, and lastly, higher property tax for all residential properties. At the same time, I also realize there are mistakes made by property investors, be it buying or selling. In today's video, I will discuss the top 7 common mistakes that property investors make in 2023. With that, let's jump straight into the details. As we all know, most Singaporeans own their properties, be it a HDB flat or a private property. Singapore has a high property ownership in the world. However, do you know there are families that are renting instead of buying their own property? Yes, you are right to hear that. I know of some Singaporean family that are tenants and helping their landlord to pay for their monthly installment. You may be asking, why aren't they buying? This is because they own overseas properties, and buying a HDB flat means they have to sell their overseas residential properties. I mean, if you have a valid reason to hold onto your overseas properties, then by all means. But if you are staying in Singapore for the long term, I think it makes sense for you to own your own properties instead of renting them. You will never lose money owning a property in Singapore in the long term, unless you buy something really crappy. This has been repeated through history, and I believe the same for the foreseeable future. Most property investors desire to buy a property that have capital appreciation. This means some of them could be enticed to buy a property that do not fulfill their family needs. Yet because of their potential upside, they sacrifice the need of their family for profit instead. Recently, I came across a family of 4 with young children. Instead of buying a more affordable HDB flat and live like a king, they decided to stretch their budget and go for a brand new 2-bedroom apartment instead. You know how small the bedroom today are, and the best part, there is only 1 bathroom. Seriously, I really have to respect this family in squeezing themselves into a 700 square feet apartment. Not only that, they also have a helper staying with them. Can you imagine this? 3 adults and 2 children are staying all together. The dining table is doubled up as a study table, and the balcony has been converted into both a storeroom and a laundry area. I mean, stay in a condo until so difficult. Might as well buy a HDB flat that offers all the space you need. Unfortunately, the appeal of making money has outweighed the need of the families. This is one classical example. Others include buying a property for investment instead of buying for their own stay. Then there is also those that stretch all the way just to buy their popular condo. This means they have already crossed the red line, and the list go on. Anyway, this is their personal financial decision, and you'll be surprised that many buy on impulse and without much logic. That is why there are always winners and losers in this property game. In 2023, there are many attractive properties available for sale. Some of them are located within proximity to MRT station, good schools, and so on. I also think they are a good product. However, the selling price is pretty high for their location. For the same price point, one can get a freehold resale condo in Prime District 9 or 10. However, that can't be said for the buyers that want to own a piece of the action. They came and see and placed a ballot for the unit. The response was overwhelming and sales was good. Many left disappointed. Some say got money also cannot buy one. However, I'm a little skeptical if this is FOMO. I'm also curious on its performance down the road. Will it outperform and make good profit for those investors? Or will history repeat itself and left investors hanging dry? Maybe I could be wrong and the market chiong ahead. In the years to come, I will do a review when they hit the resale market. So stay tuned to it. I know of some buyers that are after selling their property, they will rather rent in the interim instead of buying. There is this popular saying, sell high and buy low. However, this is something that is very subjective. What if prices never drop and go up again? There is the risk of pricing out of the market. That is why I always advocate, unless you can see and predict the market like a wizard, they sell high and rent in the short term and buy when property price crash. However, if you are not an expert, then it makes sense to sell and buy back quickly. Unless you are hold back by HDB 15 months development period for private residential property owners, then that is another story. Else, if this is your family home, it's always good to buy back quickly. Unless this is an investment property, then you can sell and wait for the right time to enter again. 2023 is the year a lot of condos are collecting their keys. All these condos are launched before COVID-19. Most of them will have profited tremendously in the resale market today. There is also the pent-up demand to buy ready to move houses after the pandemic. That is why I believe 2022 to 2023 is a good time to cash out when there are still plentiful of buyers around. However, some investors see it likewise. They think there is upside and more profit to make ahead. Well, this is their calling. But my personal take is to take profit and move on. Don't be too greedy if the market starts to turn. Take note, these condos have many sellers at any point of time since they have a high proportion of investors. Will this lead to a spiral downwards in prices during a bear market? This is the same principle with prices going higher with each transaction during a bull market. On this aspect, do you agree with me on this theory? Please share your thoughts in the description below. Property prices has been going up since COVID-19. This is the same for cars. I know some buyer would rather own a new car than property. I mean, this is their decision. I have no dispute on that. However, as you know, the cost of owning a car is extremely high in Singapore. This means the down payment is also high. This is coupled with higher car loans. This means a property investor that wish to upgrade his property will be affected with a lower TDSR, and this will affect his property loan. Moreover, the money for the down payment for the property would have gone into buying the car. This means they wouldn't have enough cash to pay for the property. Anyway, you get the idea. They choose to buy liability instead of asset. That is why today, I'm still driving my 8-year-old Mazda. I really care how my clients see me. If they want to engage my service, I'll be very happy. But if they see my car and think cannot make it, and choose not to appoint me, I'm also very chill on this. Anyway, I always believe that your car doesn't determine your ability. Anyway, many of my well-to-do clients also drive very humble cars. Most importantly is I have money in the bank. Everything else is secondary. Divorce. Some of you here may ask me, what has divorce got to do with property? As you know, when a couple separate, they have to split their assets as per their divorce paper. In some situation, one party may need to give his or her ex-spouse part of his property or CPF funds. This means he will be worse off in a divorce. Not only that, he will also need to contribute to the maintenance of his children, if any. As you know, a married couple usually have a stronger combined income altogether. This will allow them to own property of a higher value that have better capital appreciation. On the other hand, a sole income will limit one's ability to own a better property. I have dealt with many divorce cases in the past 14 years. The cases I've handled has increased significantly over the years. I can share that most of them are worse off after their divorce. The roller coaster ride in a divorce settlement will have drained them not only financially but also emotionally. In fact, the worst off is not the divorced couple. The one that are really hurt are their innocent young children. I have seen in my own eyes how their children are suffering in silence. It's not their fault. They are equally confused why they don't have a complete family. I know some say scandals are common in the workplace, and they are not only limited to politicians. Humans have desires, humans love beautiful things, and humans also make mistakes. If you are having lobang outside, let's spare a thought for your children. With that, I hope you enjoyed this video and appreciate if you can like and hit the subscribe button if you think I make sense to you. That's all. See you soon.